are you doing?
Filming.
Pictures of us?
Yeah.
Can I get your badge number?
0016.
Cool.
Is it shiny enough for you?
It's very shiny, sir.
All right. Give me your driver's license, Mr. Fifth Amendment rights.
You filming right now?
I am.
How come?
He's got the camera on. He's got a camera on me right now as we're talking.
All right, so I'm down here at the Ramsey County Law Enforcement Center. They're having a press conference about Brett Berry, the guy that beat his canine dog Boone. And they're not letting anybody in except for credentialed media. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chalk all this stuff out here. Nice messages for them. Hopefully they'll pay attention to that. I'll let you all know how this goes. So I guess we don't hear from me in a little bit. I'm in the jail or something, so yeah, hopefully this goes all right, and hopefully we'll talk to some press when they get out and give you guys an update, depending on if they will talk to me or not. So I'm going to run to my car and grab some chalk. I'll have my body cam on during this, just in case. I'll be streaming via Bamboozer privately, just in case one of these thugs with badges decide to arrest me. You know, I just think it's absolutely horrible that a person with a badge got granted the extra privilege of not facing a felony for beating up a police dog. If it was you or me, you know, taking a punch at a police dog, we'd have a felony. We wouldn't have been allowed to drive away drunk with a police dog in our vehicle. So, yeah, that's kind of messed up. That just shows that there is a set of rules for us to follow and a set of rules for them to follow because they wear a costume and a badge. I don't know about y'all, but I don't think this is right one bit. So, press conference is supposed to start here pretty soon. I can't imagine it'll go more than a half an hour, but I'll be chalking until they come out. If anybody's in the area, come on down to the Ramsey Law Enforcement Center on Grove Street in St. Paul. Come on, help me out. Write your own message if you want. Like I said, I'll be here until they come out. So please stop by. Say hello. If I haven't met you before, it'd be a great experience. We can do some chalking together. Maybe educate some of the public on what's going on here. People coming in and out. People going to court. If you have any jury nullification flyers or don't take the plea flyers, be sure to bring them too. I'm going to bring some flyers with me. I always carry a bag of flyers and cards in my car just in case I run into people or stuff like this happens. So, yeah. I'm going to walk to my car here. I'm going to keep this on until I get back because right behind me is the St. Paul Police parking lot. And it's kind of a blind spot from the general view of the public, and I gotta look out for my safety. So, I'm sure there's a lot of St. Paul police officers that really, really don't like me. So yeah, here's my car. Lots of bumper stickers. Got the new window bumper sticker. Go to www.TheDrewks.com. Check it out. It's my new website. Chalk. So yeah, stop on down, help me out, and I'll give you an update as soon as I can. All right, peace.
First names again and ranks. Chief Deputy Jack, Jack,
Sereier, S-E-R-I-E-R.
How about the deputy here?
Deputy Spencer, S-P-E-N-C-E-R, Peham, P-E-H-A-M. And Boone is spelled B-O-O-N-E, and he has no first name.
Rank?
K9. And over here, Inspector Booker, B-O-O-K-E-R, Hodges, H-O-D-G-E-S.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Sure. Okay. All right.
Good afternoon. From the moment that we learned about the events of June 15th, 2015, the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office has focused on three things. First, Boone's safety and well-being. After taking some time to evaluate his physical and mental well-being, we gave Boone a new handler and allowed him to continue doing the job that he loves to do so well. It is obvious that we made the right decision. Deputy Peham and Boone make an incredible team and continue to serve the citizens of Ramsey County wherever and whenever the K9 team is needed. Secondly, conducting a fair and impartial investigation. The Ramsey County Sheriff's Office expects each and every one of our employees to display 4 key character traits: honor, truth, respect, and responsibility. These traits are not just words for us, they're part of our collective DNA as an organization. Following the completion of the criminal investigation on February 17, 2016, we conducted and completed a fair and impartial internal investigation. The investigation led us to determine that during the evening of June 15, 2015, Deputy Berry's actions violated policy and warranted the actions stated in the arbitrator's ruling. I'm not allowed to directly comment on those actions due to the restrictions on employers in the Minnesota Data Practices Act. We took those actions on April 12, 2016. From that date until today, state law demanded that all aspects of our investigation remain private until the grievance process was completed. Today, with publication of the arbitrator's ruling, a final decision pertaining to Brett Berry's discipline in this case has been made. Third, our responsibility to the citizens we serve. The Ramsey County Sheriff's Office has always known that a single action, either positive or negative, on or off duty, can influence the perceptions of an individual deputy, of an agency, or of law enforcement in general. We take our responsibility to the citizens of Ramsey County very seriously, and when a member of our office does something to violate that trust that society has bestowed upon us, we will always take the appropriate action. The arbitrator in this case has ruled on the Brett Berry case. It is our responsibility now to ensure that Deputy Berry serves the citizens of Ramsey County with honor, truth, respect, and responsibility. That is my formal statement, and I'll take questions at this time. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Boone.
How long has Boone been with?
With Deputy Peham? Since the fall of 2016. Excuse me, it's fall of 2015, I apologize.
Okay.
Basically what happened was that after we made a determination on the health and welfare of Boone, there was a time where he was living with one of our canine handlers in his home as just a second dog at the house and doing some routine training to kind of keep him limber. But we had an active list of canine handlers that we had interviewed, and Deputy Peham was the next handler on that list to be promoted to canine handler when an opening occurred, and so he was then trained with our canine trainer individually on a very intensive basis during the fall of 2015, and then started service as a canine with our patrol staff.
Can I ask for clarification? So is Mr. Berry going to be going back on the street as a sheriff's deputy?
Per the arbitrator's ruling, he will be coming. He'll be going back into active service with the agency in the detention division.
So he'll be going back to work?
That is happening. That is occurring immediately per the arbitrator's ruling.
But to date, when he's back on the job. Today?
The exact start date this week, the start date is this week. I believe the actual start date is tomorrow.
So does that mean he'll be working in the jail or working?
He'll be working in the detention division. We've got a number of different units in the detention division.
Not with the dog, no longer with the dog.
He will no longer be allowed to work with a canine.
Could that ever change?
No. Yes.
My name's Nina with Channel 4.
I'm sorry. I didn't say.
No, that's okay.
That's okay.
We're all just,
Go ahead.
for starters, how old is Boone?
Boone is 6 or 7 years old. 7. So we just kind of reconfirmed that.
Do you know how long they typically serve?
Well, a canine typically will serve somewhere between the 7 and 10 year mark. It really depends on the wear and tear to joints for an animal. For the most part, any need to retire Boone anytime soon. And when they do retire, they become the personal pet of the canine handler. It's very much a tradition in the canine field.
And then could you talk to us a little bit about if there's any additional training that Mr. Berry will have to go through? I imagine it's a bit awkward to bring somebody back that initially your department let go. How do you balance those two decisions when you're bringing somebody back on the job and make sure that he's comfortable and that everybody else in the public is as well?
Yeah, well, there's a standard process when we have somebody, whether it be military leave or anything else, that is coming back into service after after not working for a while, and so that process is already underway.
Chief Chadwick, let's start from you.
Yes.
How can the public still maintain trust in your internal affairs investigation process if in the end, this guy who was let go through that process is returning to the job?
The internal affairs process was extremely well done. I personally oversaw that process all the way through. I have complete confidence in our internal affairs process. There are determinations that were made by the arbitrator in this case that I have absolutely no control over, but due to the law, I have to abide by.
I'm sorry, did you want to go on?
Go ahead.
Has the dog had a chance to be out at all on duty since all this happened?
Yes, Boone has been in service with Deputy PM since the fall of 2015.
So he never stopped working after this incident?
The answer is yes, he did stop working for a while because we went through the process of making sure that he was, the health and welfare of the animal was taken care of, and then was living with a handler for a number of months prior to transitioning him back to the street.
And how long had Boone worked with W. Berry?
As I recall, approximately 3 years.
And had he worked with other canines prior to that?
I'm sorry, when you say canines, that had the dog worked with another handler?
No. Had W. Berry worked with other canines before he started working with Boone?
No.
Boone. Okay.
Did your internal affairs investigation reveal whether or not?
I take that back. Excuse me, Jim, I apologize. As I recall, and actually now I'm thinking about it, it's been a while. Deputy Berry had a previous canine that had some medical issues, as I recall, and was retired out of service after about a year, and then he was assigned the second canine, which is Boone. I apologize for that.
So you've been working with canines for 4 years total?
He has, yes. I apologize, I forgot about that.
Did your investigation reveal whether or not he had ever heard Boone or the other dog prior to this incident that was caught on video?
We never had any evidence of that, no.
Could you tell us how, I know you can't comment on this specific, arbitration, but somebody who it appeared had a spotless record before this, the dog was not injured, somebody who goes through treatment and is very forthcoming. What is it about the actions he took that ultimately made you determine it would be best to let him go?
I'm going to speak in general terms on this. When it comes to any employee, there are times when somebody does something so egregious that I have no alternative but to take very harsh discipline with regard to that person, civilian or deputy.
Was it a lot about how the public might perceive other people out on the street?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
If this had never hit the media, the actions that I took as an administrator and that the sheriff took as sheriff of this agency would have happened regardless.
I know you have to abide by the arbitration order.
Yes.
But this deputy will now be, you said, working in corrections?
The detention division.
Working with people who are under arrest. What kind of oversight are you going to have of his actions to make sure he's not mistreating people anytime soon?
We have the highest expectations of all of our employees, and the level of supervision in that division is such that I am not concerned about that.
Is there any type of review process once he gets back on the job, checking in every few months or weeks?
Yeah, I don't want to speak directly to how that'll occur because that'll be an ongoing situation. But yes, there will be a review process, as there's with all employees.
Is this a tough thing that everyone's had to go through?
No, absolutely. I mean, these kinds of incidents tarnish the badge, not just for our agency, but for all law enforcement agencies. That's not representative of all the great people that work at this agency. We've got a lot of them. And so, yes, it's very much a difficult situation, but we also have to do the next right thing. And that's what we've done every step of the way.
Based on what the arbitrator wrote here, what more was he wanting to see from the department to justify the termination?
I have absolutely no idea. I don't know. In the arbitration process, we don't have that kind of interrogatory with the arbitrator, so I have no idea.
It says the employer erred in not giving enough weight to mitigating factors. Do you have any idea what they mean by that?
You would have to ask the arbitrator. I have no idea.
Is there anything you can say on behalf of Mr. Berry's character, and if you know him personally, is there anything you want the public to know about him?
I have known, I'm not a personal friend. I've always, been a manager in an area, anywhere with regard to Mr. Berry. Mr. Berry showed a good record for many years, and I believe that he is capable of demonstrating that in the future.
Can you briefly tell us what kind of duties Boone is responsible for? What kind of work has he done? What does he do on a day-to-day basis?
That's a great question. The type of work, we are the contract policing services for 7 communities in northern Ramsey County. So we function as their law enforcement agency. And so any police canine that you may see, he responds and does all the type of work that a regular patrol police canine does. From apprehension work to building searches to, we do a lot of demonstrations with community groups, community outreach. So that whole bandwidth that you see with any police canine is what Boone is capable of doing and does.
Is there one standout story about Boone that he helped assist anybody or rescue or find anything that?
Coming to my mind at the moment, I can't think of one, but I will tell you this. I've known for many years that Boone is the best canine dog that we have. And you don't know when from one dog to the next when you originally get the dog, what the dog's going to be capable of, but he's a phenomenal canine, and that's why I wanted to put him back into service, because he's such a high-performing dog, high drive, and high ability.
So again, just to repeat, he came here today to see us, but he's already, it's not like he's starting to work again.
Oh, no, he's been working for over a year.
Okay.
Or about a year, I think. It's been about a year.
You just wanted us to see him.
Yeah, I want to say that he does exist.
Undergo any sort of retraining after that incident in terms of working with an officer and going to the job?
Yes. When you have even an experienced dog, you need to have a handler that works with them and trains with them. So it's a very intensive process that the two of them really bond together and learn to work together, and there's this relationship that gets built over a training period. So that training period took place in the fall of 2015 to prepare them to work the street together. Do you have a question?
Yeah, what was your reaction when you saw that video?
I was horrified. I was totally taken aback. I couldn't believe it.
And that alone is cause for termination, those actions?
There's a series of circumstances that occurred that evening And those in total helped us make our determinations that are stipulated in the arbitration.
And I heard Nina reference it, but did he come out and say, did he go through treatment? Is he trying to redeem himself?
There's been a process that Deputy Berry has gone through. Some of those things are stipulated in the arbitration, and I, due to my restrictions as the employer, cannot really discuss those.
Could you just say spell your name again for us?
Sure. Name is Jack, J-A-C-K. Last name is Sereier, S-E-R-I-E-R.
And your title?
Oh, my title is Chief Deputy.
Thank you.
Sereier.
Sereier, yes. Common spelling for very uncommon name.
What is that?
What's
the background?
It's Dutch, actually. Normally it's French, but it's Dutch. But who knows what the border was in those days, but anyway, it's Dutch.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
What's going on,
What's happening, man? I haven't seen you for a while.
How are you?
Good.
Gotta go take a smoke.
That's all right. Yeah.
Right now.
Huh?
What's right now? Oh,
About your colleague,
K9
your
deal.
coworker, yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right.
Hey, nothing against you, you know. Hey y'all, Andrew Henderson here. I'm back. I did get to talk to some of the media as they were coming out. They relayed to me that the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office has now re-employed Brett Berry after savagely beating his dog Boone. They fired him back in April, but now he's on the job. He will be working in a non-public manner, most likely at the jail, which concerns me because if he's willing to beat a dog, imagine what he's willing to do to a prisoner behind closed doors. That's my feeling on that. I want to show you the chalking I did. Hopefully you can see this. The sun's kind of bright right now, so I can't tell. But hopefully you can see the chalking going on here. So you can check out all the stuff about Brett Berry and K9 Boone under hashtag Justice for K9 Boone. Let's see if we can get a look at that right there. So if you check that out, you can find out more about this. One thing that the media people did relay to me is that the sheriff's office didn't seem very happy to hire him back. They seemed like they didn't want to, but they were forced to by arbitration due to the union. I believe that public employee unions should be abolished, especially when they undermine the wants of the citizens. The citizens are supposed to control the public employees. So if they have overrule on both the citizens and the sheriff himself, that's way too much power. That needs to be abolished, or at least at the very minimum reeled back. So there's my opinion on that. I'm gonna go out for a beer now and probably smoke a joint and go to bed. So I hope y'all will follow this story, and I encourage y'all to call the sheriff's office, the union, and the arbitrator. I'm hopefully gonna post that information when I get home on this video. So yeah. I just encourage y'all to make some phone calls and express your unhappiness at this event. So, all right, y'all, peace. You want a selfie with me or something? I hope you ostracize your coworker for doing that. What's that? I hope you ostracize your coworker.
If I end up on YouTube, I'm going to be upset.